If you have ever asked how much you should save every month, you have probably gotten the same answer everyone gets: 20%. Save 20% of your income and you are good. Here's the problem with that answer. It is not wrong exactly, but it is completely arbitrary for you specifically. Because 20% of your income is just a number someone picked. It does not know anything about your life. It does not know if you have a $9,000 credit card balance bleeding you at 22% interest. It does not know if you have zero emergency savings and one broken transmission away from disaster. It does not know if your employer is offering you free money you are currently leaving on the table. So in this video, I'm going to give you a completely different way to answer this question. Your monthly savings number is not a percentage you pick out of the air. It is a number your goals hand to you in a specific order. And by the end, you will be able to calculate your own real number, not a generic rule, your actual target. I will also show you the one step almost everyone does out of order, which quietly costs them the easiest money they will ever make. Quick thing first, drop a comment with the percentage of your income you are saving right now. Just a rough number. I want to see where everyone actually is, and it helps the video reach more people asking the same question. Like it if you're in, and let's get into it. Let's start by killing the 20% myth. Not because it is bad, but because it is incomplete. The classic advice is to save 20% of your take-home pay, split roughly 15% toward retirement and 5% toward shorter-term goals. On a $5,000 a month take-home, that is $1,000 a month. On $3,000, it is $600. And look, if you can do that, fantastic. But here's some perspective. The average American personal savings rate is around 4.6%. Just getting to 15% would put you in the top quarter of all savers in the country. So 20% is not a floor most people are casually clearing. It is an aspiration. But more importantly, 20% is the answer to the wrong question. It tells you a total without telling you what the money is actually for or what order to fund it in. And the order, as you are about to see, matters more than the percentage. Here is the reframe. Stop thinking of savings as one bucket you dump money into. Think of it as several different jobs, each with its own purpose, funded in a specific sequence. Some of those jobs are urgent and protect you from disaster. Some are about free money you should grab immediately. Some are long-term wealth. Your real monthly number is just the sum of the jobs you are currently working on, done in the right order. So let me give you that order. This is the priority ladder, and it is the actual answer to how much you should save. Because once you know the ladder, the number calculates itself. Priority 1, a starter emergency fund of $1,000 to $2,000. Before retirement, before investing, before anything clever, you need a small buffer between you and chaos. This is the life happens fund. The car battery dies. The tooth cracks. The pet gets sick. Without this buffer, every one of those small disasters goes straight onto a credit card at 20+% interest, and you start your financial life already digging out of a hole. So the very first job your savings has is getting $1,000 to $2,000 parked in a separate account. For a lot of people, that alone is a few months of focused saving, and it is the highest priority few months you will do. Priority 2, your employer match. And this is the step people constantly do out of order. If your employer offers a 401k match, that is free money. A typical match might be 50 cents to $1 for every dollar you put in, up to some percentage of your salary. That is an instant 50 to 100% return on your money before the market does anything at all. There's no investment on earth that reliably returns 50 to 100% instantly. So the moment you have your starter buffer, you contribute at least enough to your 401k to capture the entire match. Not doing this is the single most common expensive mistake in personal finance. People will grind to pay off a 5% loan while walking past a 100% return sitting in their benefits package. This is the step I promised you at the start. The one almost everyone does out of order. They either skip the match to save cash, or they skip it to throw everything at debt. Grab the free money first, always. Priority 3, high interest debt. Once you have the starter fund and you are capturing the full match, now you attack expensive debt. Anything above roughly 7 or 8% interest, and especially credit cards sitting at 20% or more, should be destroyed before you invest another dollar beyond that match. Paying off a 22% credit card is a guaranteed 22% return. That beats basically any investment you could make with the same money. So mathematically, high interest debt payoff is not separate from saving. It is one of the best investments available to you. Priority 4, your full emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. Now you build the real safety net, not $1,000. 3 to 6 months of your essential living costs. Rent or mortgage, food, utilities, transportation, insurance. The bare minimum to keep your life running if your income disappeared. For most people, that is a meaningful number, often somewhere between $10,000 and $30,000 depending on their expenses. This money lives in a high-yield savings account, liquid, safe, separate from your investments, and absolutely not in the stock market. 6 months is the floor if your income is unstable or you are getting close to retirement, or finding a new job takes longer. Priority 5. Retirement, push toward 15%. Now, and only now, you go back to retirement and push your total contributions up toward that 15 to 20% of income target. You already grabbed the match back in priority 2. This is about going beyond the match, filling a Roth IRA, increasing your 401k contribution, building the long-term wealth engine. This is the priority that compounds into your actual retirement, and we will talk in a second about why even small numbers here matter enormously. Priority 6, your specific goals. This is where the goal backwards approach really shows its value. A house down payment, a car, a wedding, a kid's future. These each get their own sinking fund, a dedicated pot you feed monthly, based on what you need and when you need it. Want a $30,000 down payment in 5 years? That is $500 a month. The goal literally hands you the monthly number. You do not guess a percentage, you divide the target by the timeline. That is the whole method. Priority 7, everything beyond that. If you have funded all of the above and still have money to save, now you accelerate. A taxable brokerage account, pushing past 20%, moving toward financial independence faster. This is the fire territory, and here's the honest part. Most people never reach priorities 6 or 7, and that is completely fine. Consistently hitting priorities 1 through 5 already puts you well ahead of the overwhelming majority of Americans. So now, add it up. That is your number. Your real monthly savings target is not 20%. It is whatever the specific priorities you are currently working on add up to. If you are early on, your number might be entirely get to $1,000, then grab the match. If you are further along, it might be full match plus killing a credit card plus $400 a month toward the emergency fund. The number moves as you climb the ladder. But at every stage, it is concrete, it is personal, and it is never arbitrary. Now let me show you why getting this right matters so much, because the payoff is bigger than people realize. Someone who saves $500 a month starting at age 25 at a 7% average return ends up with roughly $1.3 million by 65. $500 a month, not a fortune each month, but started early and left alone. It becomes life-changing wealth. And this is where the age benchmarks come in. A widely used guideline from Fidelity says you want roughly 1 times your salary saved by 30, 3 times by 40, 6 times by 50, 8 times by 60, and 10 times your salary by 67. If you earn $60,000, that is about $60,000 saved by 30 and around $600,000 by 67. Those are stretch targets. The median American is behind every single one of them, but they give you a yardstick to check whether your monthly number is actually big enough for the retirement piece. The gap between saving 5% and 20% over a 30-year career is not small. It is the difference between scraping by in retirement and being genuinely free. And the single biggest lever is not how much you earn. It is starting early and being consistent, which brings me to the most important thing in this entire video, especially if that priority ladder felt overwhelming. You do not have to do all of this at once. If 20% is not achievable right now, that is completely normal. Start with whatever you can automate today, even $50 or $100 a month, and increase it by 1 or 2% every time you get a raise. A lot of 401k plans even offer automatic escalation that bumps your contribution up 1% a year on its own, so you never feel it. The most successful savers are almost never the highest earners. They are the most consistent ones. A modest amount saved every single month, automatically starting now, beats a perfect plan you keep waiting to start. $50 a month today genuinely beats $500 a month someday. Quick note, these are general benchmarks for how to think about the question, not personalized advice for your exact situation. Your income, your debts, and your goals are yours. So let's bring it all the way back. How much should you save every month? The answer was never a percentage. It is the sum of your goals, funded in order. Start with the $1,000 buffer. Grab every dollar of the employer match. Kill the high-interest debt. Build the full emergency fund. Push retirement toward 15%. Then fund your specific goals by dividing each target by its timeline. Add up whichever rungs you are on right now, and that number, that specific personal non-arbitrary number, is exactly how much you should be saving this month. 20% was someone else's answer. This one is yours. If this finally made the number make sense, send it to someone who is saving randomly with no system. A 5-minute reframe might be the thing that gets them started.